Investigators on several occasions visited the businessman's Gordon Street Security Service, informing him of their intended seizure of his company's firearms. The security service also provides security for his gold mining and gold purchasing businesses. Hughes, in a letter to the Commissioner of Police, noted that his client is the victim of a biased police investigation, which seems to have set as its objective the framing of the businessman for the murder and the closing down of his security business. Last week, the Commissioner of Police, during an interview, stated that licensed firearm holders are renting their guns to criminals and singled out that security service, which he said is under the radar.
Security companies that are inherent to business entities are being used for unlawful purposes. Right now, we have a murder investigation going on, and one of the lines of inquiry is that a licensed firearm holder have a number of firearms for a security company is renting those guns to persons who are not licensed and who are not authorized to carry them. And one such incident resulted in the death of a person, a murder that we are investigating.
3 days after that interview, the commissioner backpedaled on his words, insisting at another press conference that there is no evidence to support that licensed firearm holders are renting their guns to criminals.
That's the line of inquiry. I'm saying that I don't recall that evidence has been collected to prove that in any of the cases. But the lines of inquiry are developed based on information that was received. In this particular case, murder has occurred, victim died by gunshot wounds. The police acted on information, arrested a man who is not a licensed firearm holder, swabbed his hand, one of his hands tested positive for gunpowder residue, and other information that led to his arrest suggested that this is what happened. So it's a line that investigators are moving on.
But here's the crux of the matter. That Gordon Street businessman was issued 12 firearm licenses for Glock 9mm handguns. After the shooting death of Sergeant, a spent shell was allegedly recovered from the location, which after testing was discovered to have been discharged from a .40 weapon. That businessman hasn't any such caliber weapon. In fact, a request by the Ghana Police Force identified the weapon which they wanted to conduct ballistic examinations on and requested that the businessman submit the weapon for testing. The examination was conducted and the results were negative. But when Commissioner Silal Prasad resumed duties after his 100 days leave, the results of the police ballistic department were challenged and the police were directed to seize all the Glock handguns issued to the businessman. The businessman is a former large-scale purchaser of gold from another businessman who is a known confidant of the present police commissioner. It was after the businessman acquired his own license to purchase gold, things began to get dirty between him and the other businessman. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.